Hello everyone, this is our lab report for practical 1, which is basic concept of statistic and variation. So before we get started, let me show you our group members.
So, for the introduction, ecology is the branch of biology that studies the distribution and abundance of organisms, as well as the interactions that exist between them and their surroundings. Ecological research demands questions about all of the data that is collected. It lies in the requirement to statistically represent organisms or portions of organisms and their properties. The relationship and correlation between various data points that need to be observed can be easily understood thanks to statistical data representation. Ecology is specified by organizing numerical data in a frequency distribution table and determine the relationship between the length and width of leaf samples through statistics from mean, variance, standard deviations, and linear correlation. The objectives of these experiments are to calculate and describe the following descriptive statistics, which are mean, variance, and standard deviation. Next, to understand the concept of correlation, and the last is to determine the relationship between the two variables.
So these are the materials we use in this experiment.
For procedure, first, 10 leaves each from 3 different species were taken. Second, the leaf was labeled from 1 until 10. Third, the length of the leaf was measured. Fourth, the width of the leaf was measured. Fifth, the width of the leaf was measured. Lastly, the mean, variance, and standard deviation was calculated. These are the formula used for mean, variance, and standard deviation. Result for set 1, result for set 2, and result for set 3. This is the graph length versus width. For set 1, the data points for set 1 are relatively constant around a length of 5 cm regardless of the width. This indicates a horizontal line, which is a linear relationship where the length does not change with width. Set 2, the data points for set 2 show a clear positive linear trend where the length increases as the width increases. This indicates a linear relationship between the width and length of the leaves in set 2. Set 3, similar to set 1, the data points for set 3 are relatively constant around a length of 5 cm regardless of the width. This also indicates a horizontal line, which is a linear relationship where the length does not change with width.
For the discussion, in this experiment, we analyzed the basic statistical concept and variation among 10 leaves by 3 different species by measuring their length, width, and width to understand their central tendencies and variability. By calculating descriptive statistics such as mean, variance, and standard deviation for each leaf species, and examining the correlation between leaf length and width, we gain insight into the similarities and differences among these species. From the result, we can see that for set 1, the mean of leaf length was 5.27 cm and mean of width was 4.11 cm. Set 2 had a mean leaf length of 13.14 cm and a width of 4.08 cm, while set 3 exhibit a mean leaf length 5.34 cm and a width of 2.35 cm. This mean indicate that set 2 has the largest leaf in length, while set 1 has the smallest. For width, set 1 and set 2 has significantly almost similar width, while set 3 has the smallest width. The differences among species may be result from a complex interplay of genetic, environmental, and evolutionary factors. 0.1129 and 0.1120 cm for width and 0.0107 and 0.0344 cm for weight. Set 3 had a variance of 0.2690 and standard deviation of 0.1729 cm for length, 0.0094 and 0.0323 cm for width and 0.00029 and 0.0057 cm for weight. These measures of variability are important for understanding the consistency of leaf size within each species, which can be influenced by genetic factors and environmental conditions. In conclusion, this experiment was successfully achieved its objective. We were able to calculate mean, variance, and standard deviation, summarize the central tendency and variability of our dataset, understanding the concept of correlation, and applying it to determine the relationship between two variables, allow us to quantify and describe the direction of their relationship. Thus, the experiment met its goals, providing a comprehensive understanding of these fundamental statistical concepts and their application.
Next, for post-lab questions. Questions 1. Discuss the differences or similarity of the mean of length between different set of leaf. Do the same for the mean of width. For the mean of length, set 1 and set 3, the mean leaf length are significantly different, with set 1 having a mean length of 5.27 cm and set 3 having a mean length of 5.34 cm. This indicates that the leaf in set 1 and set 3 are nearly the same length on average. For set 2, the mean leaf length is significantly higher at 13.14 cm, indicating that the leaves in set 2 are much longer on average compared to those in set 1 and set 3. Next, mean of width. For the set 1 and set 2, the mean leaf width are very similar, with set 1 having a mean width of 4.11 cm and set 2 having a mean width of 4.08 cm. This indicates that the leaves in set 1 and set 2 are nearly the same width on average. For set 3, the mean leaf width is significantly lower at 2.35 cm, indicating that the leaves in set 3 are much narrower on average compared to those in set 1 and set 2. For question 2, why is it necessary to have different sets of measurement for the measurement of leaf width and length? First, comprehensive analysis. Different sets of measurements allows for a comprehensive analysis of leaf dimensions. Leaves can vary significantly in both width and length, and having distinct data sets enables a detailed examination of these variations. This can help in understanding the overall morphology and diversity of the leaves. And the next one is statistical reliability. By collecting multiple sets of measurements, researchers can ensure that their findings are statistically reliable and not based on a small or unrepresentative sample. Larger and varied data sets help in capturing the true variability in leaf dimensions, reducing the risk of sampling bias. For question 3, what is meant by variance? The leaf have different measurement of width and length. What is the meaning of this statement? Discuss with respect to variance. What is meant by standard deviation? The meaning of variance is a statistical measure that quantifies the spread or dispersion of a set of data points around their mean or average. What is meant by standard deviation? Standard deviation is the square root of the variance. It provides a more intuitive understanding of the spread of data. It measures the average deviation of data point from the mean. A smaller standard deviation indicates that the data points are closer to the mean, while a larger standard deviation suggests greater variability. The leaf have different measurement of width and length. What is the meaning of this statement? Discuss with respect to variance. The statement "the leaf have different measurement of width and length" indicates that there is variability in the dimension, width and length of the leaf being described. In statistical terms, this variability can be understood and quantified using the concept of variance. Variance is a measure of how much the values in the dataset differ from the mean average of those values. High variance means that the measurements are spread out over a wider range, indicating greater diversity or variability among the leaf dimensions. Conversely, low variance means that the measurements are closer to the mean, indicating less diversity or variability. In the context of the leaf width variance, if the variance in width is high, the width of the leaf varies significantly, with some leaves being much wider or narrower than others. If the variance is low, most leaves have similar width. For the length variance, similarly, if the variance in length is high, the length of the leaf varies greatly, with some leaves being much longer or shorter than others. If the variance is low, most leaves have similar length.